Well, hey everyone, welcome to my morning video. I know I'm doing it a little different. My wife and I are going kayaking today, this morning, because I'm recording this actually last night on Friday night, and I wanted to go ahead and record this for Saturday. Just one less thing to worry about. And can I just be real with everyone? I've been struggling. Just being busy, I think too busy, putting a lot on my plate. I started just to help raise some money to start Instacarting, and I just do one or two a day, but it's just a lot, and I just wanted to vent for a minute. I'm tired, and I don't know, sometimes life's hard. So anyway, today we're going kayaking though, so I think being on the water will be fun, even though I'll be the only pastor on the water, so that's maybe I'll go and walk on water. But anyway, I guess I'm just tired. I'm just tired tonight. But let's hear some words of wisdom. Maybe this will give me some, maybe this will kind of lift me up, right? So, nothing ever comes to rest. Everything keeps moving. Even stationary objects are moving, though we do not see it. Change is constant, and that means we are not the same from one moment to another either. Our cells are constantly in the process of changing. So if I'm moving through a tough situation, there's no point trying to find rest so that I can cope. That is impossible. Instead, I can choose to change trajectory, to move in a direction that will lead me toward peace. That is always attainable. The truth is that I have physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and moral limitations. But physically, I want to be healthy enough to do good work. Mentally, I want to be clear so that I can let go of thoughts that do not serve me. Emotionally, I want to be aware of my feelings so that I can surrender those that do not empower me. Spiritually, I want to walk in awe, wonder, respect, and humility through this universe. Morally, I want to be a male human being, it says in here, but a female human being for me, that I can be proud of. I don't need to know what perfect looks like, only better. I can move gracefully toward better every day. So let's pray. Our Father and Mother who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Deep breaths, right? So I do hope all of you are doing okay. I admit that I'm not 100%. As someone who is always constantly being there for others, it gets to be a little draining. I'm not a Superman. You think about Superman, who's there for Superman. I'm not comparing myself to Superman, but anyway. Yeah, but let's hear some good news. And let's remember too, even when we're feeling frustrated, we're not alone. And I remember that. Today I just feel a little, tired. Just being real with you. Some days, it's hard to be positive, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, and some days it's hard. And I'm right there with you if you're feeling frustrated. And tired. So just know you're not alone. It's a struggle. Every day is a struggle. And somewhere or another, but every day we rise up and we do the best that we can. As that book said, to be a version of ourselves that we can be proud of. And sometimes we're going to mess up, and that's okay. But I do hope that when I do my bedtime story tomorrow, today, if you think about it, I hope that being on the water will be refreshing for me, because I know some of my friends may be partying a lot and being crazy and wild, and that's fine. But I kind of want to use the time to be, reflective, and yeah. So anyway, let's hear a little bit of good news though from CNN, right? So when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. When life hands you a 60-day extended quarantine aboard a cruise ship, you make elaborate costumes out of paper bags. Naturally, Australian dancer and cruise entertainer Ashley Perry was stuck aboard her ship for weeks between multiple quarantines and lockdowns. During that time, the crew would get their meals delivered in brown paper bags. Whether it was out of boredom or activity, Perry started making masterful outfits, incorporating origami folds, napkins, and even the odd bit of cutlery. There was the bagarina, complete with the tutu, the tennis-inspired Maria Paparova, and even a full ball gown. Faraway friends and family were delighted by her creations, which she showed off on social media, but they were probably even more delighted when Perry finally disembarked after 2 months adrift at sea. Well, that's awesome. Make the most of the time that you have. And heroes among us during a pandemic, simple tasks like cooking and food shopping aren't that simple for some. That's where 2016 CNN hero Catherine Couch and her nonprofit series Community Project came in. Since 2007, the organization has prepared and delivered more than 665,000 healthy meals to low-income residents facing cancer and other serious illnesses in North Carolina and Northern California. With the coronavirus, they ramped up their production even more, and they always make sure the food is tailored to meet special medical diets. So that's awesome. And then a nice quote: sometimes you can do everything right and things will still go wrong. The key is to never stop doing right. I love that quote from the powerful book, The Hate You Give. And here's a fun one. Be honest, did you find yourself hoarding toilet paper at the beginning of the pandemic? Chalk it up to your personality type. People who panic buy scored high in personality assessment for traits of conscientious, according to a new study published in a journal that covers traits like organization, diligence, perfectionism, and prudence. Most likely, according to the study, such people like to plan ahead and prepare a lot because, wait for it, they want to create order and disordered existence. I think that's part of my issue, is that there's so much disorder. And it is just getting to me. I like order. And surprisingly, though, I did not go out and hoard a toilet paper. So that's some good news. I wanted to go ahead and share some of those good news. But yeah, I think that's part of it. I'm someone that really loves order. And I love things on a schedule, and it's hard. It's hard. I think back to a year ago and just what life was like a year ago, and just, the things we take for granted. It's weird doing this video at night because I'm feeling all my feels right now. Anyway, let's do a little Hunger Games. Get my mind off the world for a little bit and on the world and the Hunger Games. So Katniss just got dropped some food. So, or not food, she got dropped an ointment. So Hey Mitch was able to get a sponsor for her. Oh, hey, Mitch, I whisper, thank you. He has not abandoned me, not left me to fend entirely for myself. The cost of this medicine must be astronomical. Probably not one, but many sponsors have contributed to buy this one tiny pot. To me, it is priceless. I dip 2 fingers in the jar and gently spread the balm over my calf. The effect is almost magical, erasing the pain on contact, leaving a pleasant cooling sensation behind. This is no herbal concoction that my mother grinds up out of woodland plants. It's high-tech medicine brewed up in the capital's labs. When my calf is treated, I rub a thin layer into my hands. After wrapping the pot in the parachute, I nestle it safely away in my pack. Now that the pain has eased, it's all I can do to reposition myself in my bag before I plunge into sleep. A bird perched just a few feet from me alerts me that a new day is dawning. In the gray morning light, I examine my hands. Lemmy, don't get my food. I still have to eat dinner. The medicine has transformed all the angry red patches to a soft baby skin pink. My leg still feels inflamed, but that burn was far deeper. I apply another coat of medicine and quietly pack up my gear. Whatever happens, I'm going to have to move and move fast. I also make myself eat a cracker and strip of beef and drink a few cups of water. Almost nothing stayed in my stomach yesterday, and I'm already starting to feel the effects of hunger. Below me, I can see the career pack, and Peeta falls asleep on the ground. By her position, leaning up against the trunk of the tree, I'd guess Glimmer was supposed to be on guard, but fatigue overcame her. My eyes squint as they try to penetrate the tree next to me, but I can't make out Rue. Since she tipped me off, it only seems fair to warn her. Besides, if I'm going to die today, it's Rue I want to win. Even if it means a little extra food for my family, the idea of Peeta being crowned victor is unbearable. I call Rue's name in a hushed whisper and the eyes appear wide and alert at once. She points up to the nest again. I hold up my knife and make a sawing motion. She nods and disappears. There's a rustling in a nearby tree, then the same noise again a bit farther off. I realize she's leaping from tree to tree. It's all I can do not to laugh out loud. Is that what she showed the game makers? I imagine her flying around the training equipment, never touching the floor. She should have gotten at least a 10. Rosy streaks are breaking through in the east. I can't afford to wait any longer. Compared to the agony of last night's climb, this one is a cinch. At the tree limb that holds the nest, I position the knife in the groove, and I'm about to draw the teeth across the wood when I see something moving there on the nest. The bright gold gleam of a tracker jacker lazily making its way across the papery gray surface. No question it's acting a little subdued, but the wasp is up and moving, and that means the others will be out soon as well. Sweat breaks out on the palms of my hands, beating up through the ointment, and I do my best to pat them dry on my shirt. If I don't get it through this branch in a matter of seconds, the entire swarm could emerge and attack me. Dun dun dun. Will she escape? We will find out tomorrow. And can I just make, and can I just say that it's okay if you're not feeling okay. It's hard to stay positive always, I think. And it's okay. Feel the emotions that you want to feel. Scream at God if you want to scream at God. I read a great thing yesterday about grief, and the author talked about the author had lost her husband, and she had these 3 rules with her kids. And one of the rules was, if you want to cuss, cuss. And she taught them words and just talked about how it can be healthy. And, where life is kind of shitty right now, right? And so it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to grieve. And for me, I'm grieving out loud in front of all of you. I try to keep up a good front for most people, but I don't know how many people are actually going to watch this. So let me get it all out now. That this has been tough. I don't say this to people around me because I'm trying to stay positive and I'm trying to be a sense. But this is a tough time. I really do grieve. I have a lot of grief over a lot of things, and it's okay. That's part of life. And I am sad about no church, not seeing people at church. I'm sad about all the canceled events and just all that. And it's sad. So it's okay to feel sad. And it's okay to not get to a point where I don't feel sad. And it's okay to end the video still feeling sad. So, because, life is tough. But what I cling to is that no matter how tough life gets, no matter how crappy things get, we're not alone. And that we are loved by God. And God holds us. God holds us in our pain. God holds us in our joy. And that's something that grounds me. And it gives me hope. Even when things are dark, it gives me hope. And so I do pray. I pray that all of you have something that grounds you. Something that you can hold on to even when you're in the dark. And if you ever want to talk, just reach out. We can, we can grieve together over the state of our world. So, God bless you.